I want to briefly tell you about Jim Elliot. Jim Elliot's a hero of mine. Many of you know his story, but there's a number of people who maybe haven't heard his story. His story is recounted by his wife, Elizabeth, and in several other places, because there was an untouched tribe. When we say untouched, these people had not been contacted by anyone for a long time that lived sort of in the Amazon. And so this group of people, including Nate Saint, Jim Elliot, Peter Fleming, and all these other folks, they went down there and they wanted to minister to this tribe. They had gone to Bible school, some of them, to seminary, others of them, to preach the gospel. What a noble thing, right? They were going to leave everything and they were going to reach out to this tribe. Everything looked beautiful. Everything looked great. If I'm not mistaken, Jim Elliot's wife, Elizabeth, was pregnant at the time, and it was going to be a wonderful service to the Lord. Who can do anything more noble? In fact, he wrote in his journal, not that I think that you can read this, but it's highlighted, and it says here, I just showed you the picture of the journal, "He is no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain what he cannot lose." Isn't that a beautiful thing? Like, think about this just for a second. What he's trying to say is, you're not foolish to give up your life, because you can't keep your life, to get what you cannot lose, which is eternal life and the ability to bring others. I think that's just one of the most quotable things that a missionary has ever talked about. Now, interestingly enough, when they made contact and they had landed this plane, essentially, they were trying to set up how they were going to minister to this tribe. Now, I'm doing this such injustice. There's a great book that actually got it made into a movie called Beyond the Gates of Splendor. I commend that to you. It's a wonderful and very intense book and movie about this whole thing. I really can't do it justice in just summarizing it here, other than to say that what happened, and I found this to be interesting, they all were carrying sidearms to ensure some safety. But once they were going to make contact with the tribe, they decided to leave it behind because they wanted to present with peace. And what's interesting is, as soon as they went out to the people, how would you guess that their reception was? I mean, we want to think, because in America, we like to wrap everything up in a nice, pretty bow. We don't sing in minor keys. We don't want to talk about depressing, sad things. We want to talk about victory, and we want to talk about how God glorified himself through these people. When they came upon this tribe, they were viciously murdered. Their lives were taken. They were killed almost instantly. And you think about that, I mean, what a loss. Maybe he was a fool. Maybe that was a dumb thing to do. He left behind a widow. All these other people left behind widows and families to go down there. But Nate Saint's son later went back. The entire tribe, almost, I should say a lot of tribes, a lot of people within the tribe had become Christians, had seen the sacrifice that these people had made. And in fact, the lead attacker had become one of the most vocal proponents of Christianity, to the point where, think about this just for a second, everything was changed as a result of their pursuit of peace in the face of conflict. Now, I think about this and I just go, well, I don't know that I have that kind of faith. I don't know that I'm called to do something like that, and you might not be. But we are all called to be prepared for peace. Let me read verse 15 again. It says, "And as shoes for your feet, having put on the readiness," or some translations might say preparedness, "given by the gospel of peace." So our shoes are to be characterized by peace. I'm grateful for this. But Jesus says this, "But I say to you who hear, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, and pray for those who abuse you." Oh, really? Man, if I could omit that along with the "in this life you'll have trials and tribulations," maybe I would in my flesh. And I'm kind of kidding. You guys know that. But think about this. Our counterpunch to when society attacks us should actually be to pray and to bless and to serve. That's tough. It's not easy. I want to conclude with just this thought. When we're grounded in the gospel of peace, we are prepared for every battle that we face. So train now. See, that's the army right now. That's what's on my mind. Train now, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow, 3 months, 6 months, or 6 years. Train now, because the evil day is coming. Make sure that you're ready with the gospel of peace.